Bam! We right here. You guys know me. It's all about the food. Sometime. Welcome to the show. Pro Se Lawsuit Center. We brought the tools that you need. Man, them grapes taste good. Okay. I want to try and stay focused. We're gonna say hello to the people that was here before I got here. So, Frederick, thank you for showing up tonight. How you doing, man? And if I do anything goofy, it's okay to laugh because that's I. Hey, Nikki, I'm just gonna go with Nikki because the last part, Welcome to the show, guys. Pro se lawsuit, you guys know, whatever. You guys know the deal over there. So, that deal we got going across the bottom of the screen right there. I'm just going to tell you, if you have any property that you want to protect or whatever, this is the best deal going right now. I know it says foreclosure, eviction, whatever. Okay, see, that's the problem with some people. Some people do the check down and limit themselves at the gate. So this is the package that we put together for the people facing eviction to have an opportunity to cloud the title of their own property to block the buyer from continuing to rent and whatever. Okay, but you know what? We don't roll with limitations. Okay, so in this case, I set this package up to be used by poor people. Oh, okay. I ain't laughing at nobody poor because that's all of our asses. I'm pretty sure it's all of us. Okay, it's set up to be used because when you get to that part of the program, you got a lot of other considerations that you have to be taken, and so and you're already diminished on the ink. Okay, come on, stick with me. Okay, so the way we used to cloud the title was you had to have a file stamp copy of the federal lawsuit, and then you had to attach it to the list pending lien as an exhibit. Some places, like in the state of Kansas, they want to try to tell me they charge $17 a page to file the. No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they won't be doing that. I haven't got to that yet, but when I do. Okay, but see, here's the thing. This package allows you to cloud the title for the cost of placing a notice in the public record. Oh, my non-bar attorney friends. Oh, when you got friends in the right place, y'all know that song. I think it sounds something like that shit. All right. Okay. Now the people that are evicted or that are facing eviction or that they can cloud the title of their property to block the buyer from moving forward. And see, these are, we starting to get into some we're starting to get into some serious situational stuff right now, and the conventional advertising people or whatever, and these people, they don't want to hear it. They're already watching my ass like a hawk anyway, okay? I mentioned word Rico and something, and TikTok, bam, kicked me off. Well, they did warn me a couple of times, but I wasn't saying, I just said a Rico lawsuit package. What the hell? But that's all right. And now I'm over on Odyssey, and we're also over on Rumble. We're going to get over on Twitch, and we're gonna be all over the place. I'm sitting in my yoga chair. I have to do yoga chair while we're talking. Anyway, thank you guys for showing up tonight. And so this package that I put together, the special thing about it is it allows you to cloud the lien on your own property to block them from moving forward. And then it has, now this is structured for the eviction process. So I'm just saying that so people won't think because it says foreclosure in there that they can get that and do the foreclosure with. Okay, because that's whole damn broke. But I mean, if you understand the paperwork and you can turn the paperwork into what you want, then oh hell yeah, go for it. But I'm just keeping it on the table straight up because some people that aren't used to doing the work get grumpy when it's time. When it's time to do the work and they wasn't planning on. Okay, sorry. Anyway, so that's the situation on that. This package is no way is ever going to be this old. So the 42 USC 1983 foreclosure defense package is also on sale right now for $99. Okay, so when I put the conveyance package on sale, I started getting all these haters sending me messages and emails and trying to get So I don't have time to be playing with them right now. So I told them I'm just gonna drop it down to $99, and they start laughing. Yeah, it's at $99, haters. Eat that. Bam. Okay, let me eat a grape. I'm getting it's funny because my kids, they always keep it straight with you. My daughter one time, all my kids are superheroes. My daughter one time told me, and she was in the 4th grade, she had to write some paper or something. I said, what are you gonna write the paper on? She said, I'm writing my paper about you, Dad. I'm thinking in my head, oh shit. I was playing it off. Hey, you're writing about me? She says, yeah, Dad, because you say what you say, and you say what you say, and do what you say. You do what you say and say what you do, or some shit like that. Huh. Okay, that's all right, sweetie. I give her a high five on that shit. I'm thinking, damn, that's coming out. My kids in the 4th grade. Damn, I need to look out. I know, you done great when your kids are smarter than you anyway. So let's just roll. So tonight we're going to talk about what's going on in Arizona. Because I did a lot of stuff over there. So the long story short, that catches up to where we are now. And I think I think I mentioned in a couple of videos that well, I told my friend Julie they were going to send someone after we did the RICO, and I put that stuff on their doorstep, and I went over there and delivered that there. I did a big old fancy law office that had a ring camera on the 6th floor to get in. I don't know what the hell. Okay, and so that somebody was going to contact her from her past that threw her under the bus. That they're going to need to step in and take over my job, and so maybe a week and a half or 7-8 days later, it happened, and she got communication from this attorney, or this is what she said anyway, that threw her under the bus a long time ago. And anyway, so I told her that she knows him. She needs to tell him that he needs to go on back to New York. Okay, we in Arizona. He needs to take his happy ass on back to New York, where he's from, and go mind his business. Because if he gets in the way here, it's going to get a little hot. And so the attorney didn't, and he was getting in the way. The attorney was getting in my way. So I just let him do whatever it was. I mean, we put a document on there. And I didn't know. I came on back to Kansas. And then we filed the RICO lawsuit against them, the judge and the attorney, in federal court here in Kansas. That was a problem for them, because at that point, my friend wanted me, and I boxed for a while. Okay, this whole thing, wanted me to take a dive. They wanted me to take a dive, to take my foot off of the other attorney. That part of him. And I may have been stepping on something else. I don't know. I'm going with that right now because my grandkids watch me. So. And what I told her is, she's worked with me in the program for a year and 3 months, maybe, or something around there, in Arizona while I was in Kansas. Okay, she knows. She took me out to the shed out back behind the house, and I did a video on this. And she opened the door and had, whatever it takes, paint on the door. And that's where they hid their stuff at in case they got raided and their stuff thrown out, because they had 9 different deeds. Well, no, 14 different deeds. And okay, anyway. But, the RICO thing that we put together is fire, and I had to change the name, and we turned that into the online course for the people that invested in that package at the time and got the deal that they got. And originally, I was just going to help these people respond to if they could if the players could figure out a way to answer. I don't know. But, I don't roll with limitations, so it turned into the online course thing. We got a hub, and we got all the fancy shit. So if you invested in that package, and the RICO package, I didn't even want to say the price of it. Oh, Lord, help me. Okay, then you need to give me a call. Don't text me. You need to give me a call so that we can talk. Okay, you can text me or message me or email me. Okay, and then you're going to get points against you, and you're going to have to run some damn laps when I do find out. And you need to let me know what your name is on the checkout part of things, and here, and you can see why. Because I hate to be holding your ass responsible for somebody else dragging their feet over there because I got the names mixed up, or holding them. Okay, never mind. Okay, we're going with the first one. Okay, so that, and that I refuse to take a dive. I ain't stepping down. I'm not stepping sideways. And if I decide we're going forward, my dad was a Marine. Okay, if we decide we're going forward, that's it. Okay, there's no other option. There's no other option. Winners see now, they see the end, how the end needs to be, and then you figure the shit out in the middle. And if you're willing to do whatever it takes. So, for her case, okay, so in her case, what happened was, they sent me this bullshit right here. Okay, first they tried to get the magistrate in, but then I think they figured out that I've been there before, over 3 $10 seatbelt tickets that the cops gave me when they first let my ass out of prison for sticking up for my ex-wife. Okay. And so basically what they did was, when I filed the lawsuit, all the paperwork was done. I didn't say what state I wanted to have it in. And, I really didn't want to, because I just wanted to like stall and see how it's. When you bring the RICO shit, it's, I mean, we're talking serious. We're talking some serious shit when you bring the RICO lawsuit. And then if you follow up with the less pendants, then the problem now is shit gets seized. Shut down. And I told them all of this, but they weren't playing be stupid. So here's where we are. She stepped down, and of course, since I didn't listen to her, and I told her, if you hire me, I'm not going to do things the way you think things need to be done. Because if you understood and you was getting it done, no offense, but you wouldn't need me. And this is my life right here. So, man, what they want to hurt you, what they want, they ain't gonna do whatever the hell they want to. I ain't taking a dive. No. So they can figure out how to get out from underneath my shit up here on the top side, because I ain't going down there. And so I got fired. So, but I still have my lawsuit that I filed against the judge and Judge Wallace at Yavapai County, Arizona, in Camp Verde Superior Court. Okay, so what happened with this is the day I went to file the next stuff, they came to me and, well, okay, let's back up. When I was there filing, I had everything all signed and everything ready to go. They took everything, whatever. And then I had the summons. I had them all in. So then she brought over, looked like a piece of paper that they just like, it wasn't even like, didn't have a letterhead on, look official, nothing. It looked like they just typed that shit on there. And it was a document to let all the parties know that the magistrate judge services were available. And and I told you about one of the videos. I looked at that, and she wants me to add that to my summons. Well, in the first place, that shit should have been added to the damn lawsuit. In fact, if that was in the second place, I told her, so all of the parties have to agree for the magistrate judge to be involved in the case, right? I'm not budging. I am not budging. I'm not saying a word. I hate to sell cars. This is the hard down. This is the hard close. The first person that speaks. I got all day. The clerk says after the stare got a little uncomfortable. Well, Mr. Neighbors, if you don't agree, then the magistrate judge won't be involved. I said, thank you. I put that shit underneath my stuff, so she knew I wasn't going to send it out. Okay, so they made my service come back. The judge did. It appears here that the judge made my service come back because I didn't send out those forms that they sent me after I already paid and everything was already. Oh, were those judicial or administrative? Okay. We're not going to talk about that no more because I got fired from that case, but I got my own case. And they've been playing hot potato. They've been playing hot potato with with the Rico stuff. And now this is one of the reasons too that it's taking a while, because we still haven't quite figured out exactly what we're going to use and how. Right now, I'm figuring out how to shut them down. Okay, because they're playing hot potato with my stuff. Now we already got what we need to jam them up. And if you invest in the Rico package, you need to call me so you can have your consultation, so that we both can make sure that you're in a good place while we get the rest of this stuff all set up in the next couple of weeks. So give me a call if you invested in that package. Don't just email me or message me, because I don't have time to message people and I'm not going to call you back. I asked you to call me, you got to do that. If I ask you to leave your name and to leave your email address and no other words in that, so I can see when I look at my phone or all the other calls, then you got to do that. I can tell the people who do well in the program. This is what I do. I've been a coach. I either a player or a coach or old man coach, wishing to still be a player. No, just staying in shape. So, so that, I can stay on my feet on the other side. There's a hill going down, and I'm just now starting to have fun. No drama. Oh, and some people, wait, they got drama with her, but it's not drama I need to deal with. I'm having fun on the drama. Okay, so basically what we got her is, number one, so what we talking about tonight, the lean stuff and the Rico stuff, all this stuff is going to be, eventually it's going to be on videos that you're going to have to subscribe to, because I can't have to block them off or whatever. So, y'all can't. Okay, but right now, it's only going to be like, 5 million. Okay, we'll have a deal weekend for, for 1 million. I'm still working that part out. I'm still working that part out. Okay, so right now with the Rico, they're just playing hot potato. Okay, it started out at in Prescott Superior Court, and then it got shipped over to Camp Verde, Arizona Superior Court, which is the court of the people that were suing. And then we went over there and we tried to file a supplemental pleading to add the judge to supervisor clerk, and so she came out and didn't want to let us do that. She made me make a bunch of changes, and I'm going without drama. Okay, I'm not leaving. I mean, if I have to have drama, then I'll sit down on the floor over there or something. Now they're not gonna get a chance to beat my ass, so we ain't doing that. Okay, but I'm not leaving with the same stuff I took there to file. I'm not. That's not how I go. And okay, so one time I went to federal court. I drove 35 miles to file some stuff, and they didn't take it. So, well, it was a very long time ago, and I didn't have the stuff on that I needed to have. So I wouldn't have taken it if I was them either. But I still wasn't taking the shit back home, okay? Because I got an attitude. I had the attitude a long ass time ago. So I took it in the bathroom, and I left it in the stalls for people to read. And yeah, they called me about that. Oh, Lord have mercy. They was kind of mad, I mean, I don't know. Okay, but they started it. Okay, so anyway. So number one, in order for them to send your stuff to another court, there has to be a judge's order. There's no judge's order. the assistant case flow girl signed it. Okay, there has to be, in order for there to be a judge's order, there has to be a dispute, and the two parties or the parties or whatever, have to like figure out, no, we ain't moving in this, and just, oh. But if you're in their administrative process that they came up with at each location, and they don't follow, then okay. So here you go. Okay. And this Frederick, you I think out of all of the people here, I'm not exactly sure, creator of the Boundless who universe or whatever. But I know you've been in the program, and I don't think there's anything that they have on the website that you don't have. So I'm going to say right now, right here, right now, okay, this is pissing me off. Notice of administrative order. They're just going to put the administrative shit right on there. Oh, they're just going to put the administrative shit right on there. And wait, so it got moved from there over to Maricopa County. That's another 100 and I don't know how far. It must be at least 120, 115 miles. And then from Maricopa County, it got moved to Mojave County. I don't even know where I grew up in Arizona for like 20 something years, and I don't even know where Mojave County is. Okay, but what I do know is the first time it got moved, it got moved by a judicial assistant. To these people. Okay. I don't. Could Miss Carrie Falkner, the judicial assistant / case flow, should it be someone? No, we just stick with the state, because we don't get who's paying them and the judge. That's enough. Some of these other people. Okay, so I put together a system. I put together a system for the hot potato situation. And I think that's just what we're going to call it, the hot potato stuff or whatever. Because if I start saying exactly whatever, then they'll be trying to block me from having videos and stuff, whatever. Okay, so statutes and codes are not valid laws. They don't have enacting clauses. Oops, wrong finger. Enacting clauses, titles, or bodies. Those are three things Constitution mandates must be, whatever. So the statutes and codes aren't valid laws anyway out the gate. But then they just tell you they're just administrative order, and we're just going to do whatever. Well, my foster kid was going to do this. Use my marriage dissolution document to place in the public record to dissolve his marriage, and 6 months later they came after him anyway with these attorneys. Joshua Matthews, attorney out of well, they had to dismiss that shit. Done. So the concept we use is not first. I just like to take a long time to do it, to do the thing. Okay. And here's why. Here's why I like to take a long time to do the thing, because I like to take a long time to do the thing, because I'm going to be in federal court. That's where I'm going to be. You know, I'm looking at now, looking at the end, how it's going to look, how it's going to end in. It's going to end in federal court. That's where I'm going to be. But when I get to federal court, what do I need in the middle? Do I need all their stacks and stacks of paperwork? Or do I need my own evidence? What are we proving? Okay, come on now. What are we proving? That's the administrative. These are exhibits. These are exhibits. I haven't put a name on them yet, but those are exhibits. That's the lawsuit that we filed against the judge and the players. You can see the filing. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not even close. I don't know where that county is. Okay, and then, and then I paid. And then you know what that green slip is. Okay, y'all know what that green slip is. Uh-huh. The green slip for everybody. Returned, but it was returned. The attorney for the players, the county attorney, he decided he was just gonna send it back. But he didn't realize that, or maybe he did, that we also sent it to Chris Mays, who is the Attorney General for the state of Arizona. Okay. I touched the wrong button. I'm getting worked up. So the state attorney general is the person that you want to serve anyway, because that person is responsible for the corporation players. And I serve them anyway, but I don't know. I don't really care. I have verification that we serve these people, and that they're playing around. So we're going to file, and I'll share the documents with you guys that I'm going to file later. I didn't have a chance to get them all lined up, but I have a set of documents, and I noticed I talked about them in the notice. I think there's a product called the notice. So I have to pull it up and take a look at it. I haven't finished it yet, but yeah, and when I get done, I'll do a video on it. I'm tracking this to figure out a way to stop the process. I mean, obviously, because when you file they're 2 point now, they're running. That's what they're doing. They're trying to run and send it all over the place and hope that, I don't know, we give up or whatever. But I think I can come out with a pretty good game plan to force them to visualize their shared liability and the value in and tapping out and figuring out some other kind of program. Welcome, Nikki. No, sweetie. I don't know, or creator, or bounds, or sir. I didn't know. But that's not how we do things around here. Okay. We don't go into court. You do not want to be in their court at all because it's administrative. They follow the local rules that was that put on the table by the Supreme Court, the state Supreme Court. Yeah, they have black robes and stuff. I'm sure they go home and burn some things. Honestly, I think they do. Okay, no, those rules aren't connected to the Constitution. They're not connected to the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. They're connected to is their pocketbook, and they help you. They help them speed your shit up out the back door. That's my opinion. And I don't know how long you've been doing this, but I appreciate you coming to the show, but if you're gonna use this now. No, okay. So if they file something against you, then you should answer. And so federal procedure. They tell you if you got defenses, you don't have to answer to a damn thing they bring to the table. Okay, around here we got offense. Okay, so we ain't never gonna get around to answering to none of their stuff anyway. If they file something against number one, we use federal case law for everything that we put in the state court. So it automatically, bam, crushes their asses at the gate because they can't respond to federal case law and federal acts, which are federal laws that they violated. They can't respond to those with statutes and codes that are fake ass laws. They can't. You can file higher court case law in the lower court, but you can't respond to. So on the check down right there at the gate, they're done. And we've had a couple of people that let them, they moved it over. The attorneys moved it over to federal court. Wait a minute. There's still the check down. Okay, I don't care where the hell you move it. They still need a federal bar card. I'm not going to call that shit a license, okay? They need a federal bar card to be able to respond to you, even in federal court. And you can get your federal bar card off the website. It's on the website, $75. It's like a donation, okay? That's kind of... It's like a donation. You can make a donation, get your federal bar card, and it helps us keep the lights on around here. And, it has more power than their state bar card. Now, we just got done talking about that. Okay, sorry. I'm getting worked up again. I'll be hitting the wrong thing and turning myself off. Okay, so no, we don't want no trial. We want the settlement conference. Okay? We want the settlement conference, and I'm gonna line it out for you how I see this in my ADD head. If they can't respond to anything that you filed in the state court level, or respond to the state court stuff that they moved over to the federal level, okay, if they can't respond to the state court stuff, I'm going to be demanding the federal judge order their asses to the settlement table. Well, I'm going to go to trial. That's the conventional shit. When you bring the facts to the table, there's a problem for them because we don't get to none of that. And I'd be telling the federal court judge, look, Those people could not and did not respond to anything that was filed. I know you read the thing, or maybe you should. I can wait while you read it. Okay, and we use my legal team uses federal case law and federal acts, so they can't respond to it anyway. Bam. Maybe that's why my friend people are so mad over there. And they can't respond to it. And even if they could, well, what are they going to say? They drag you in administrative process, violating your due process. They violate the Tucker's Act. The Tucker's Act strips, it's a federal law, a federal act, which is a federal law that strips them of their alleged qualified immunity when they violate your Fifth Amendment or your due process. Strips them of the Fifth Amendment. And the Administrative Procedures Act of 1946, also a federal law, that's violated. Now, if you want to look this up, you need to put Administrative Procedures Act of 1946. You need to put that 1946 shit on there, and you need to be willing to go back a few pages back, because you ain't going to find it easy. If you don't put that, you'll get the Cornell Law Library watered down bullshit and, whatever, and it ain't going to say nothing like what I'm about to tell you. Okay? So the Administrative Procedures Act of 1946, we use it in some of our premium packages as a cause of action. We also use the Tucker's Act as a cause of action and the fraudulent concealment. The fraudulent concealment tolls the statute of limitations. We use it as, but the Tucker's Act jams them up and strips them of their alleged immunity. And so there's, okay, so the Administrative Procedures Act of 1946 is a federal law that mandates that these corporations are supposed to have their policies and procedures in line with the Constitution, and they don't. There's one more, and then I'm gonna move. I can't be. I can mirror on shit right out, man. But all right, I'm a freak. I got it down. The Foreign Agent Registration Act, 1937. The Foreign Agent Registration Act is a federal law that requires these people to register their stuff and to disclose all of. Okay, so if you file a counterclaim and you add the judge to it as a plaintiff, that's how we do it. You want to add the state or the government, the judge as a plaintiff, the prosecutor or whatever as a plaintiff to their own. Now you can change it. You can add in the counterclaim that you're making to, and now you just added them to their own stuff. They can't represent themselves. They can't litigate a case they're a party to. They can. When you know the facts, it's interesting check downs you can do to avoid. So now I'm going to be like, federal judge, what I need you to do is order their asses to the settlement table, please. I'm saying asses. My legal team told me to say asses and to talk shit, but I'm going to say please. Por favor, Equisa. Please. And the reason is because if they couldn't answer to anything over there, they still can't answer to anything over here unless they come to the table with a federal attorney. Or, my legal team said, or you help them. You might want to be close to the door when you throw that one, and when you don't, Okay, so but that's where you're at. Where you're at is, they're not going to be able to answer anything straight up or sideways or downways or straight down or crossways or anything. And no federal attorney that I've seen in the time that I've been doing this, and I ain't got the year because it makes me drop down to like working for like 75 cents an hour. Okay. I've not seen a federal attorney get in the middle of this whooping that y'all be putting on these people when you give them stuff. I haven't seen it yet. And if he did, or she, it's not going to matter. Okay? Because if the facts Jack wasn't messing up that, you know, they wouldn't be whining. They're whining because so. And if the judge allows them to stay in federal court after, okay, so what do? Well, then you just do a supplemental pleading and add the judge's ass on the federal level. What the hell? They can send, when they punch you in the face, you have to punch them back, not take your shit over to appeals court or waste your time over there. You got nothing to appeal, okay? You have nothing for an appeal. Come on now. In order for you to have an appeal, the judge has to provide the finding of facts and the conclusions of law. And they don't, because you're not in a judicial court. In administrative court, you got nothing to appeal. Oh, you telling me you want to do an appeal? They'll whip out the papers for you and sit down and help you fill them out. You telling you want to sue the judge for? They tell you need to go get an attorney. I'm suing him too. Did you get the package for fraudulent conveyance and the less pendants that I just put out? Yeah, the package that's going across the bottom of the screen. Because we include that. I think that's in fraudulent conveyance and fraudulent concealment are both included. Both included in that package. So I'm thinking you must have got my package. So all right, I appreciate that. Okay, guys, thank you for the value of sharing your time. I'm gonna get out of here. It's been a long day. Been getting some stuff done, and I got to get some stuff ready to head out to that court tomorrow. Because these people, they just think that everybody's just gonna give up, but not over here. I don't know how to do that. And I had to change one thing. I had to change for a lot of years. I didn't make decisions when I was grumpy. And I think that's why I was married for like 40-something years. Okay. Now I make decisions when I'm grumpy. And wait, I'm not grumpy. Not grumpy anymore. I'm not grumpy now. I don't have to deal with drama. So we're good. I'm going to pick up my papers off the floor that I'm throwing around like I have somebody to come and clean for me. And get on out of here. Now, I got those 2 deals going on the website. You guys need to get over there. I figured people will be jumping on that shit, because I know people are facing this problem. Or, people are going to face the problem. Or, you thinking about starting your coaching business so that you can, get you a nice office line. And shoot your stuff out of a plane. I can't say certain. I can say general words. Okay, but anyway, thank you guys for the value of sharing your time. I'll see you guys in the next video. So in the next update on what's going on in Arizona, I'm going to show you guys the notice package that I put together. I put together a default to go ahead and do whatever. And so it's about 4 or 5 documents long. So I'll show that to you guys once you get it all lined up and get it sent out the door. And it's going to be part of the online course that we put together. Because the online course is going to be, it's going to be costly. Right now, I have 2 spots open at the premium package price of $1,500. When we're all done and we get this group of people through, and everything all lined up, the next course is going to be a bit more. So keep that in mind. It's time to rock and roll. Thank you guys for the very understanding your time. I'll see y'all in the next video.